Perfect. Let's see if this one. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode of at Jun the Groomer Live here on YouTube. Today is November 17th, Thursday, November 17th.
Of the strip club.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why that commercial just said strip club right there. But anyways, it's Thursday, November 17th, 2016. And this week I wanted to get into a question about why dogs smell, have that thick smell. First of all, let me apologize for being late and thank everybody here. I see a bunch of comments. Okay, so HYBP says, I have a question. I have a 3-month-old Bichon Maltese. I am a little bit confused because of so many different comments about how I should do the grooming without having risk of curly hair when it grows back. I'm planning on making it grow straight. Thank you. I'm also planning to be a groomer. Okay, so Bichon Maltese mix, and you want straight hair, lots of combing, everyday coat conditioner. Crown Royal makes a great coat spray. Let's see, a Maro. I'm using like a Maro leave-in coat conditioner. But anyways, let me try to get going here. But yeah, lots of coat conditioner. Ultramax is a good spray. There's one called The Stuff. You can even use water, distilled water in a spray bottle, and just comb your dog thoroughly and every single day. And that will train the hair to be straight. Let's see. Giselle and Blue. Hi, June. What's your favorite thing to do in your grooming job? What I love is giving my dog Blue a bath. I really like the bath too. The bath time, the massaging, they look at you, they look so funny, all wet. I really like that part. I like, for me, personally, I really like the haircut. That's my favorite part. And everything that leads up to that, I do because, I have to. Oh, excuse me. But Giselle, my favorite part of the groom would definitely be the haircut, getting the feet all nice and round and, nice, soft, fluffy, silky, smooth finish. Yeah, that's my favorite part. Let's see here. Joanna, hi Joanna, how are you? Thank you so much. Oh, I hope you're still here. I hope you're still watching. How many people are here? 9. Hope you're one of the 9, Joanna. I'm sorry I was late today. Kathy from Oz Heyman. Hi June, I'm from Australia. Wow, Kathy from Australia. And I've only been grooming for 12 months and I love it. There's really nothing else like it in my opinion. Okay, so back to Kathy's comment here. I think the way you handle dogs is amazing. I wish there were more groomers like you. Well, hey, there you are. You're another groomer like me, What is that saying? Be the change that you want to see in the world. But yeah, I mean, obviously there are more groomers like me because here you are, Kathy, in Australia. Awesome. Okay, there's my comment there. Hello, everyone. I literally just sat down. Thank you all for your patience. Yeah, I mean, I usually don't groom, especially like a big doodle on Thursday mornings because I know I'm doing this YouTube show. But, certain things happen. Exceptions always come up. And so, yeah, I was grooming my really good client's dog Bailey, big doodle, and I go into the Petco where I usually do the grooms, use the self-wash area and groom the dogs. And this morning, I know it was really hard. I love her. I love the manager there, but she was like, I'm sorry, and I understand it is a liability and things like that to have somebody grooming dogs with scissors, clippers, and everything. So, yeah. So that was a no-go, and so I had to think of a way. So we, went to the park nearby real quick. Walked around with Bailey while I was thinking. So I texted the owner. I was like, if I sit up in your backyard, can I finish the haircut there, and I'll wash him somewhere else. So I ended up going to City Dog Market on Peachtree Industrial, and on all of this, I actually got a late start because of traffic as well, like 30 minutes late. And so, I mean, I'm just like, oh my God, should I just cancel? But I know I can't cancel because of the circumstances. They really needed him to be cleaned. And so Yeah, well, and a haircut too. And so, man, I got it done as fast as I could. But then, crazy thing is, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's traffic, enough traffic where like there's the haircut. Even while I'm doing the haircut, my Bravura, the cordless clippers that I still love it. But the head kind of got caught and broke, kind of fell off. And it is a detachable 5-in-1 clipper blade head thing. But I guess once it like kind of ripped off, it had a really hard time staying on there. So I would go down the leg and boom, it would fall off. I'm just like, oh my God. Everything that I could think of that could have went wrong today was going wrong, one thing after another. And I just realized like, wow, I think I really have grown as a person, because before I would have been like shaking and like, anxiety attack, panic attack, thinking like, oh my God, but today I was just like, okay, well, this is a situation. So what can I do? I was constantly thinking, okay, well, this is going on. So what can I do? Because Tony Robbins and all those, all those guys, they say it's not what happens that matters, but how you respond to what happens. And, it seems obvious enough, but when stuff hits the fan, and everything goes south and things just aren't working out, I think being able to just kind of keep my calm and keep cool, that is a really big change for me. Because I used to freak out. I would have been calling my wife. I would have been like, like yelling at her for something. I would have been like, if the dishes would have been done the other week, this would have never happened. So, but I'm not that guy anymore. And luckily, I think it's because of everything that I've gone through so far. And grooming has really helped me become a more patient person. Excluding the mustache, by the way. I'm, trying to Movember out for the first time in my life. Because I finally have facial hair at 35 years old. But anyways, let's get back to Christina Lee. Hey, Christina, how are you? Hey, June. Only get to watch for a little bit today since a boarding client is coming to drop off her dogs. I will definitely watch the posted video later. Thank you so much, Christina. Of course, business first. I'm just thankful that you watch. What if I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to watch because of boarding clients? Anyways, no, thank you so much for watching, Christina. Ashley Paland. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Jana Marie. Hi, June. I'm studying to become a dog groomer. What do you find most difficult about being a groomer? Sorry, I'm trying to like get to everyone's comments here, catch up so that I can get to the question that I really wanted to get to. Let's see here. So what do I find most difficult about being a dog groomer? Usually I think it's the people. Whenever I'm driving to a client's house, even though there have been clients of mine for like the past 3 years, even after, we moved out west and came back, they're still on board and very loyal to, because I do my best, but anyways, I think, like, I don't know, because every time I go there and I talk to these people, before the groom and all this, I don't know, human interaction, I guess. I get a little bit nervous, I get a little nervous, things get awkward, speaking of things getting awkward, and I know that I make things awkward sometimes, because sometimes I just, I just want to express how much I care about everything, how much I care about you and the dog, and things get awkward. Sometimes I just don't know how to control my emotions, I guess, my enthusiasm. So, yeah, anyways, I think would be the hardest part about grooming is the human interaction part. The dog interaction and grooming the dogs, I love it. I mean, I literally would do it for free. I feel so lucky that I get paid to do it. And I think that the dogs know that, because the way they interact with me, and I tell the clients, let's keep it a secret from them that I get paid to do this, like I want them to believe that, anyways. So Jana Marie, thank you for the question. And good luck becoming, you're studying to become a dog groomer. And it's really, knowledge is not enough. We must apply, and that's from Bruce Lee. But Bruce Lee says, knowledge is not enough. We have to gain the knowledge, of course, but then applying it at the application, and that takes years. That's going to take years. Your fingers, everything's going to hurt initially. You wake up with cramps, things like that. But as you go through it, the work never gets easier. You become better. So as you become better and your body adjusts and kind of gets better at it, then I think around like I've always enjoyed the grooming, but around the second or third year of grooming, and I'm in like my sixth, almost, going on my 7th year of grooming now, but around the 3rd year of grooming, I really started to enjoy, dog grooming because, my scissoring and everything was getting better. And, so anyways, let's see, Tammy Jowden. Hello, hey Tammy, how are you? Hello June, what do you use for tear stains? I'm sure you have covered this bit, but I'm a newbie and looking for any help I can get. So with tear stains, I would card the area out. Carding just means removing that dead undercoat, removing dead hairs and clearing out the pores. And just using a stripping knife if you need to, maybe just powder on your fingers and just, pinch and pull the dead hairs that come out. And then they even have like face combs. I really like those little tiny face combs, like flea combs for in between the eyes. And that gets a lot of that dead hair out. And that dead hair is what's holding on to the moisture because it's fuzzy. It's fuzzy and frayed, and it kind of absorbs the moisture and holds on to it. And also the bacteria and all that stuff. The live hairs, because they're sealed and they have oils, they're going to repel off the moisture. The moisture slides off. So by removing those fuzzy dead hairs from that area, you're going to leave mostly those live hairs. And so the moisture continues to move, and the movement will help prevent the staining. Also, a little light layer of oil, avocado oil, something light, avocado oil, emu oil, or argan oil. And I learned this from Michelle Knowles, who I don't know, I heard she doesn't anymore, but she still does. But she was running the Yves Saint Bernard school out in Arizona. And that's where I learned about the importance of using oils and what kind of oils and how much it helps. But a light layer of oil, again, so that the water and the moisture coming from the eyes moves. Also, there's a client of mine, she has Pomeranians, a white and a blonde Pomeranian. And she showed me pictures. They used to have such bad tear staining that it would get brown, and also the skin underneath would get raw. And she was saying it was just so bad, they just kept staining. And then she's tried raw. So now they're on complete raw diet where she gets like organs and, mixes in some bone in there and everything, and she's saying it does cost a lot of money. And so it's not in my budget, but if you wanted to try it, it's crazy. If I didn't see the pictures before, and it took about 3 months, she said it took about 3 months of this raw diet, but now it's completely white. There's no tear stains. So diet could help, changing their diet. Maybe not complete raw like she does, because it does get costly if you're going to do it right. But yeah, things like that. But what you can do immediately is kind of get the dead hair out and brush the hair down, and then maybe a light layer of oil if you have it, like an argan oil, 100% certified organic argan oil, avocado oil, or emu oil, and that's going to help a lot with the tear stains. Let's see here. Lori S. I have a 10-week-old Havanese. She hates being combed. I am starting her early so she gets used to it. Any ideas on how to get her to stand like a show dog? LOL. Also, what about the tear stains? Okay, perfect. So I just covered the tear stains. Lori, and thank you so much for joining us with this question. 10-week-old Havanese. She hates being combed. And I'm starting her early so she gets used to it. I really like this. Any ideas on how to get her to stand like a show dog? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna stand. Oh my goodness, it's fall. Oh, and the air is dry. Oh my goodness. Anyways, excuse me, everybody. A couple of weeks ago, no, I think it was last week, I had to correct myself because I actually said by accident that maybe avoid the 8 to 12 week time period, because that could be like the fear imprint stage, quote unquote, and where a dog is not, but they're not only learning fear. I learned from one of the viewers who emailed me, but they also learn what's normal in their lives as well. This is the time period between 8 to 12 weeks that puppies are learning what's normal, I guess, in their life. And that's also where something really traumatic happens. They kind of associate that event with something bad, and it kind of carries with them for the rest of their life, in theory. But and so I was saying, just to be safe, maybe avoid 8 to 12 weeks and groom after that. But I was completely wrong. She's saying that's the perfect time to start grooming them and getting them used to it, like you're saying, Lori, so that they learn that this is a normal part of their life, that grooming is not something bad, it's something good. And I think it's a lot has to do with how we approach it as well. Approach it very gently, and then gently but firmly, and I actually cover this in my book, the four steps to a beautiful groom. I'm not trying to like sell my book here, but I kind of, I cover it in a blog article on my website, junthegroomer.com. You can search on there for an article that I call the 3 C's of grooming. I also put it in my book because I believe that the 3 C's of grooming, calm, confident, and compassionate, it really, it really helps understand how to approach and how to be during the groom, so the dog can relax and understand that this is a good thing. Jana Marie, thank you for answering my question. Even though they're using different grooming techniques in Belgium, I love watching your videos. You can always learn from other people, I think. You know what, Jana Marie, that's exactly right. I learned today, actually, at the self-wash. I was at City Dog Market. One of the girls I was working there, she asked me if I'd been there before. I was like, no, it's my first time, at this location, at the self-wash. And so she showed me everything. She showed me all the shampoos and then the different grooming tools to use. And of course, I'm not going to say like, excuse me, do you know who you're talking to? No, of course I wouldn't say something like that. Of course I was eager to hear what she had to say about the grooming process and the tools and how to use them. And she was doing a great job. And one thing she said that I was like, whoa, I like that. The Zoom Groom, the brown, the blue, or I think they also come in red rubber curry brushes that have the rubber pointy cones. She was like, you can put the shampoo directly on here and use this to work the shampoo into the coat using the Zoom Groom, because the bristles, those rubber cones, will work that shampoo down into the undercoat, into the skin. I was like, whoa, I love that. And even though the shampoo was it's diluted, it's very liquid-like. It's not like a gel type of, but the gel type of shampoo would work much better, I think. But this was like, the shampoo there was like the diluted kind, where they get it concentrated, diluted down. And so it's mostly water, but it is, the consistency is liquid-like, not gel-like. But the Zoom Groom, what I really like about it, if you hold it upside down, it actually does have like a little ridge around the outside. So it forms like a little cup, almost a little bowl with these rubber cones coming up. So I hold it upside down, put the shampoo on there, and worked it into the body, the dog. And I loved it. I was like, why didn't I ever think of this? And I did. I've used a Zoom Groom in the bathtub to, work the dog and massage the dog and get undercoat out, remove loose coat and stuff like that. But I never thought to apply the shampoo directly onto the Zoom Groom and then onto the dog. You see what I'm saying? That little step right there. I've used the Zoom Groom on the dog in the tub before during the bath, but I've never thought to put the shampoo on it and apply it to the dog. So I was just like, wow. So yeah, Jana Marie, I love that little tip there. And, what a helpful little tip to put in my pocket now and use, and I would have never got it had I been like, oh, excuse me, I know what I'm doing. I'm in a rush. I'm in a hurry. I'm behind schedule. I really need to get started. you know, scram, you know, I'm Jun the Groomer. Do you know who you're talking to? You know, like, do you know who I am? No, then I would have never got that little nugget of information there, that little tip that, you know, I thought was super, super cool. Nanny Ortiz. Hey, Nanny, how are you? I'm so happy you're here, Danny. Let's see here. Brandy Dukes. And Nanny, keep me under control if I get out of control today. Okay, Brandy Dukes. June, again, you are my inspiration. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brandy. You're my inspiration. I watch all your videos as I'm working. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you for what you do. I honestly thought I was crazy until I found you. Well, you are probably crazy, which is why we found each other. I'm crazy too. I feel the same about dogs in my grooming. Exactly. And it is kind of crazy if you really think about it. We're nuts, you know, but we're nuts. We're crazy about the dogs, you know, we're crazy about the dogs that we're grooming. And that's called passion, you know. Brandy Dukes, it's an experience, not just in haircut. Exactly. The haircut is just a part of the groom. It's really just the final part. That's what happens at the end for me. It's what happens at the end. The exception being like schnauzers. If I'm doing a schnauzer, then the ears, you know, the top of the head, you know, the stanny, the feet, poodles, you know, if I'm doing clean feet, you know, all the clothes shaving, the face, you know, I would do that before the bath, but then I would finish the haircut after the bath and dry out. So, and that's just me. Danielle Brown. You dogs. Okay. Hi, Danielle. Is it Daniel? Daniel Brown. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Jana Marie. Oh, yes, it hurts. Didn't my first do a few weeks ago. My arms were sore for days. Haha. But again, thank you. You are really an inspiration. Oh, thank you so much, Jana. And yeah, you know, golf, for example. Oh my goodness, golf drives me crazy, and I know I should probably practice more at it. But my friends, you know, always like, you know, you should go to the driving range. I actually worked at a clubhouse when I was, you know, really like 19, I think, when I was 19. Anyways, golf, you know, I know that it's not about strength. It's about, you know, finesse. You know, it's a finesse game, not a strength game. But I can't get it. Like, first of all, I miss the ball like crazy. You know, it's so hard to hit the ball. And whenever I do connect, it goes to the right all the time. It goes to the right, unless there's water, unless there's a lake, and you know, I did like a par 3 course with my friends one time. Unless there's a lake, if the lake is on the left side, for sure enough, it's gonna go right into the lake. So that, with the only exception of the lake being on my left side. If there's no water on my left side, then it's going to go to the right. But anyways, whenever I go to the driving range, my arms, my forearms, everything just hurts so much. My back hurts. And, you know, they say it's not a strength game, but, you know, these are muscles that I'm not used to using. Same thing with grooming, I believe. Even when I take like a week off of grooming and I get back into it, oh, man, the first week, man, everything hurts. So, but then it doesn't. You know, then as you get into this routine, your body gets used to it. And so I always say the work never gets easier. You just get better. So Sabrina Lopez, great videos. Thank you, Sabrina. How are you? Daniel Brown, how are you today? Dogs good? Dogs walking? Yes, everything's good today, Daniel. I mean, kinda. I mean, you know, like everything's great because everything is getting done. It's just, you know, there's a lot of obstacles today, Daniel. I'll be honest with you, lots of obstacles. From the very beginning of the day, there's lots of obstacles. Steel Texas gal. Whoa, almost missed you today. Whoa, okay. Well, yeah, we had to change the time. So we're gonna be like 4:30 to 5:30. So we got almost 30 more minutes here. And so I'm gonna try to get caught up here and get into the question about why dogs smell and why it seems to smell more when you get them wet and wash them. And then sometimes like 3 days after the bath, it seems like they smell even worse. So I'm gonna address that. Christy Gonzalez, hi June. Thanks for all your awesome advice. Whoa, thank you. I like listening to all your tips. I've owned my own business for a year and a half, but learned so much from you. Thanks for sharing. Wow, Christy, thank you so much. A year and a half, I think that's such an accomplishment. You are a gladiator. And Tony Robbins was saying that the nature of doing business, the longer you're in business, well, in the beginning, if you most businesses fail in the first year, first year or two. So if you're almost at your second year, that's a huge milestone. The first year is a milestone, second year of a business milestone, and so that's really tough to get through. But then once you're past that, Tony Robbins was saying that look at Lehman Brothers, look at Kodak. The longer you're in business, the more likely it is that you're going to go out of business, right? And so he was saying that entrepreneurs, people who have run small businesses or have their own business, were gladiators. He was like, what other mindset goes out there every single day, knowing that every single day you go out there, you could die, but you strap up and you go out there anyways, and you fight to win. We're gladiators, entrepreneurs, we're gladiators. So Christy Gonzalez, I don't think that small business owners get enough credit. You're probably paying taxes, all this stuff, all of this stress and all of the, this pressure to do well, to succeed, pay your bills, I really think that you're doing an awesome job, Christy Gonzalez. Thank you so much. Nanny Ortiz, June, I want to take my Yorkie Palm to the groomer salon, but she gets a little nervous when I groom her. But a lot of times though, the dogs are reacting to how you're feeling at the moment. So if you're feeling nervous or tense about it, the dog's definitely going to react about it, as well. Think about this. Think about you have two dentists. One super nice, comes out, sits next to you. Oh my goodness, how's your day? I'm so excited to work on your teeth. Thank you so much for coming. My name's Dr. So-and-so. If you need anything, can I get you some water? Another dentist comes out, follow me. Doesn't even say hi, nothing, just points at you, follow me. Leads you to the back, to the back, so I guess everybody would want the first dentist rather than the second cold kind of, standoffish dentist, right? But when it comes time to work on your teeth, right? The first dentist, the super nice one, he's like sweating a little bit, shaky, a little bit, coming at your teeth a little bit with shaky hair, hesitant, you can be like, hey, I gotta go, but the second dentist may be a little bit cold, maybe a little standoffish, come on, get on the, get in the chair, and he's super calm and super confident about the whole thing, here we go, boom, this is gonna be done, boom, and you're out. Most people would kind of maybe like the first dentist more, but they would prefer the second dentist when it comes time for the drilling, and things like that. So dogs are the same way. They love you more, of course. They like you more, they love you more. But when it comes time to grooming, they probably prefer the professional groomer. If you're going to be tense and nervous about it, if you're going to be calm and confident about it, perfect. But if you're not, then maybe have the groomer do the grooming. And I'm almost sure that your dog will respond better to the groomer, for the grooming than you. And obviously when you go pick up, your dog's gonna be like, like she hasn't seen you forever, and oh my God, mommy, and whine, maybe even, and love on you and everything. That's not a sign that she had a bad time at the groomer. That's just because you're a very high level reward for her. You're like her favorite person in the world. So of course, when she sees you again after being at the grooming shop and being groomed and everything, she's going to be super excited to see you and everything. So, don't always assume the bad. I think sometimes, we expect our dogs to not like the grooming experience. We expect our dogs to hate it. We expect the groomer to be mean to them. And so when we pick up, we kind of project these things onto what's going on, and we see our dog as maybe, scared and all that. Whoa, why are they shaking? Why are they shaking? You know, it's like, come on, you know, like you really think I beat your dog up, you know? So, you know, and you know, I get a little bit defensive because I have a lot of grooming friends, you know, and we all do our best. And I don't know a single groomer that gets into grooming because they want to mistreat dogs, you know. So just give a groomer a chance, and have good expectations. And when you pick her up, continue to have those good expectations, and then the situation will most likely be good. Another thing I would say, in order to kind of ensure that you do have a good experience, don't be afraid to interview the groomers. You know, call around or even go stop by the shops. That would be my recommendation, is actually go into their shop and ask them some questions before you actually set the appointment. So, you know, I think a lot of times people run into trouble because they're calling around, you know, oh, do you express their anal glands? How much is it? You know, about how long is it going to take? We're asking the wrong questions, you know, and they make their decisions based on the answers to those questions. How much is it? How long is it cost? You know, do you do their anal glands? You know, like, really, I think what we should be asking is actually go into the shop and look around, see the environment, and ask them, you know, like, what is your process? What products do you use? You know, why do you groom? You know, even, you know, treat it like an interview, like this is a job interview. And actually, oh, a little tip, I actually treat, and maybe that's why I kind of get a little anxious and a little nervous, you know, before every appointment. I actually treat every appointment like a job interview. I don't want to be late. I want to look professional, you know, and I want to ace it so that they book the next appointment and I continue to get the job. So I always treat my appointments, each one of them, like a job interview. And that's why today, like, even though things kind of weren't going right, it wasn't going right, little obstacles here and there, you know, I was constantly in communication with her, you know, with my client, constantly, you know, letting her know what was going on, and, you know, throwing some options here and there, and, you know, just doing that. And, you know, I don't even know where I was going with this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, like, interview the different groomers in your area that you're considering, you know, and ask those kind of questions, and then set the appointment. And if you've done your legwork, then you can expect good results, and usually you get good results. But thank you for the question, Nanny. Girls got issues. What's up? June, how about for next week, go over your topic first, and then, oh my goodness, and then Q&A if you have time if you have time. Okay, you know, and and let me read the rest of it. You're never able to get to the topics, and we could ask a millions of questions because you're a dope. Oh my goodness, yes, you're a dope groomer. Thank you, Girls Got Issues. Well, let me take this moment to actually answer that question then, because it's 5 o'clock now, you know, halfway point of the show, and Girls Got Issues, I was actually considering that. You know, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, get to this main topic first. But then I was like, oh man, but what if people feel ignored? I think too much. I think too much about what other people might think. What is that beeping noise? We gotta get out of here. No, I was kidding. Oh man, what is that beeping noise? Anyways, so the reason why, so I get this a lot. People ask me, like, why does my dog smell so much? And sometimes I don't even smell the bad odor. And how do you describe it? It's like a bacterial, yeasty, kind of fungusy, you know, like gym socks, like dirty gym socks, pretty much, you know, like nasty, sweaty gym socks that have been worn years and years and years, you know. And that's what it smells like sometimes. Like a dead animal, sometimes, like a rotting dead animal. I don't even smell it on the dog until I get them in the bathtub and get them wet. And here's the reason why. And I learned this from Michelle Knowles, and it makes complete sense. The hair fibers, hair is fibrous, you know, so it's absorbent by nature. So it's gonna hold on to the bacteria and things like that, and it's gonna be, you know, kind of in those hair fibers, right? Locked in there, you know. And so we don't really smell it when the dog's dry. But when the dog is wet, what happens is the water fills up the hair follicles, right? So it fills up these hair follicles, pushing out the bacteria out to the surface, right? So now these hair follicles are full of water, pushing out the bacteria. And that's why when the dog gets wet, almost immediately, when you spray the dog with the water, boom, you get this smell. Like, what the, you know? And then we think to ourselves, oh man, we got to get something strong, you know, a strong degreaser. Actually, a strong degreaser won't help as much as a good conditioner. And here's why. A lot of that odor is being kind of caused by these old oils on the dog. You know, these old oils, they have like a pheromone, they have a scent to them anyways, but it kind of gets stronger, it kind of gets nasty as it mixes with the bacteria and the dust and all the stuff that they lay on and get on. And so it starts to, you know, these oils start to get yucky and it has a nasty smell to it. So oil is, the best way to get rid of oil is with another oil, with the better, you know, a good kind of oil, I guess. So you fight oil with oil, kind of like bacteria. You know, you fight off bacteria using probiotics, you know, or I mean, you could use antibiotics. But anyways, that was probably a bad example. Someone's gonna email me, you sir. Anyways, conditioner, what it's gonna do is it's gonna go in now and and fill up these, you know, the hair follicle as well is going to start to fill, you know, feed it the essential oils and all the good nutrients that it needs. But then the oils that are in the conditioner is going to push out the unwanted, dirty, nasty oils, right? And so then now we have a clean, you know, kind of closed, because the conditioner seals the hair follicles. So it's going to seal up all these hair follicles. You know, and we're going to rinse off all those nasty oils, and then we're going to open the hair follicles back up with the shampoo. And that's what shampoo does. So this technique is called close, open, close. It's also in an article that Michelle Knowles wrote in the Jun the Groomer magazine. Can't even remember which month it was. I think it was the October issue of 2014, I think. Don't quote me on that though. But anyways, it's called close, open, close, because that's what we're doing. We're closing up the hair fibers. We're sealing it up using the conditioner, right? And washing out these old, unwanted, smelly oils. Then we're opening up the hair fibers again, and also the follicles and the pores. You know, it's gonna go in there and cling to all the nasty dirt and, you know, unwanted oils. And that's what the shampoo does. And then it's gonna, when we rinse it off, we're rinsing off all of the dirt and, you know, unwanted oils and debris. Is going to be suspended in the air, because what happens is one part of the shampoo molecule, I guess, one part of it clings to the oil, the other part of it clings to the water, and so it kind of suspends this dirt in water pretty much. And so when you rinse the shampoo out, that's when the cleaning happens. You know, you get a nice clean dog. But that means that all the hair fibers are still left open. If we stop there, so we do conditioner first, then shampoo. If we stop there, then within a few days, about 3 days later, your dog is gonna smell really bad. The reason why is because we've left the hair fibers wide open, and bacteria and fungus, you know, yeast, very opportunistic. So it's gonna move right in and fill up those hair fibers. And then within a few days, which is how long it takes for the bacteria to start to reproduce and, you know, do its thing and digest and, you know, and start causing these odors, and it's going to be very strong. And so that's why we want to use conditioner as a finishing step. So it's close. And the reason why we close is to seal off the hair fibers, get the oil out. Then open the hair fibers again and do a deep cleaning, get everything out. And then the close again, conditioner. So we finally seal it off with conditioner. We put oils back into the pores, which the shampoo has washed out. We're restoring the oils back into the skin. We're sealing up those hair fibers. And so now when your dog goes out and plays, even though the bacteria and the ground, the air, all this stuff, the dust, even though it's going to come in contact with your dog's coat, your dog's coat is going to be able to repel it off because it is now sealed and has oils, and it's going to repel it off. And your dog is going to stay clean and nice for weeks, and they don't smell bad. And here's the thing. It's not just about conditioner, shampoo, conditioner. You also have to get the dirty hair, the dead hair out. And that's why in my 4 steps, first step is build rapport, super important because the dog has to trust you. Second is prep the skin, and that is like combing and brushing, because and there's several pictures that I put out on social media, on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you look back, there's all these pictures where I show all the hair that I comb out of the dog before the bath, piles of it. And that would be like taking off our dirty clothes before taking a shower. If we don't spend time to actually comb out our dogs and brush them thoroughly before we wash them, that would be like me going in the shower with my boxer briefs and my socks and my undershirt still on. And then after the shower, I dry up really good and put new clothes on. So on the surface, I'm gonna look fine and presentable and clean even. But on the underneath the surface, skin level, I'm gonna be having a lot of issues going on, especially my pubic hair area. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be pretty smelly, right? I mean, I can use cologne and things like that, Axe body spray for men and things like that. But eventually, if I continue to shower with my same underwear and socks on, and I don't change them, it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna start to have skin issues. Probably like athlete's foot and things like that. I'm gonna start to have skin issues. I'm gonna have a smell to me. And people who I work with probably won't be able to stand me anymore because the odor. Even though I have fresh clothes, I'll put an Armani suit on even, it doesn't matter, because what's going on at the skin level underneath the surface is more important than what's going on the outside. So I always say for the dogs, it's so much more important for the dogs to feel good than it is to look good. And looking good is actually just a side effect of them feeling good. And so same goes for us as people, I think. But anyways, so if we comb out our dogs, spend that time before we wash them to comb them out and brush them, then when we wash them, and you can even skip the conditioner first. I mean, that's if your dog gets into something really nasty or skunked. But if it's just, a regular groom, a regular maintenance groom, then we comb and brush them out first. Well, I do. I comb and brush them out first. Then I wash, shampoo, let the shampoo sit for 10 minutes, up to 10 minutes, at least 5 minutes. But we got to give the shampoo time, the conditioner as well, once we rinse the shampoo completely out. And the rule of thumb is to spend at least twice as long rinsing than it took to lather the dog. So however long it took you to lather the dog up, you want to spend at least twice as long rinsing them after the shampoo has sat for at least 5 minutes up to 10 minutes. Then you want to use the conditioner and let the conditioner sit. Now here's a little trick I picked up. I use Maro leave-in conditioner. Not anymore, I ran out, but my wife just picked up a leave-in conditioner. Well, you could dilute it down to be a leave-in conditioner, or you can use it like a straight-up conditioner, but it's made by Bark to Basics. It's a melon and cucumber conditioner she just picked up today. But I'm gonna use that. And what I've been doing is using it as a leave-in conditioner after the shampoo rinse. So to save time, rather than sit for another 10 minutes, rinse for about 20, another 10 minutes, that takes a lot of time, so to skip that conditioner step, especially if you're a professional, and time is of the essence, then you put the conditioner, the leave-in conditioner, in the ear leather, under the armpits, around the sanitary area, the butt, and then work it in the rest of the coat. And that way you give it those areas, those sebaceous zones, the areas where they produce the most oils, you're giving it the most time to sit. So you put it on those areas first, then work it on the rest of the dog. But really it's leave-in conditioner, you're gonna leave it in anyways. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. It's just out of habit. I like to, constantly do that. But anyways, then excuse me, that was my phone. But then you dry the dog completely, and that's super important. Another reason why the dogs smell. So number one, they're not being combed and brushed out thoroughly before they're getting washed. And so it's kind of like washing in your dirty underwear. And so that's why they smell. Number two, the conditioner is not being used after shampoo. And so the hair fibers are left wide open. So number one, brush the dog. Number two, use conditioner. And number three, completely dry the dogs, especially the legs and feet. And there are some dogs where they're fussy, they jump around, and they get, they really don't like being dried. For them, especially their head, sometimes they freak out. So for those kind of dogs, what I will do is I will at least dry the feet and the legs. And once the feet and legs are completely dry, then I'll kind of dry the rest of the body and everything as much as I can, as much as they'll tolerate. But the legs and feet, I try to get it really dry, at least up to the ankles or elbows, because what's going on is the moisture from the dog is going down, gravity, so the head and the top of the back and those areas kind of dry on their own. And you can, comb the wet hair in the direction that it's supposed to lay, kind of train the hair while it's wet and let it dry as you're brushing and combing. Or even while you're working on the haircut and the rest of the dog, their head will dry on its own because gravity. But that also means that the water, the moisture that's going down is resting at the feet and the legs. And so that's why a lot of times around the feet, you'll get that browning, that fungusy corn chip smell, because it's staying wet. And when it stays wet and damp like that, especially at the skin, the fungus and bacteria will start to grow, and then you get the corn chip smell and you get this brown areas, and then they start chewing at it. It makes everything worse. So 3 things to prevent your dog from smelling. And if you do these three things, seriously, your dog will never smell again. Like it's okay. that sounded crazy. Of course they're going to smell, but they're never going to have this really bad odor, this really like kind of almost intolerable odor where you're just like, get away from me, that kind of smell. They won't. If you brush your dog before you wash them, so brush before bathing, and if you don't brush before bathing, at least brush them or comb them out while you're bathing and give them a good brush out afterwards. But still, I prefer to do it before the bath. When you use shampoo, use conditioner. So conditioner is huge. Because we're not using conditioners, my wife actually stopped by Petco and PetSmart and looked in their grooming section to buy some conditioner because I ran out. They didn't have any good conditioner. And so the conditioners that they did have, she was saying like there's alcohol and all these other ingredients in there that's like drying, and so it's really tough to, I think, as a consumer going to these local pet shops to buy a good conditioner. So I say get them online. Buy online a good conditioner. Right now I'm using Bark to Basics, but I mean there's so many other good companies out there, Nature Specialties, Maro even. But anyways, just conditioner is super important, right? And then the third thing is dry them completely. At least the legs and feet, dry them completely. So those 3 things: brush before bathing or before or after. But just, you can argue whichever way. I like to do it before. A lot of people argue with me on that. But either way, if you're asking me my opinion on how to keep a dog from getting that really bad, wet, dirty dog odor and keeping it from coming back after the bath, brush them thoroughly, use conditioner, and dry their legs and feet completely. If you do those 3 things, oh, and unless they have droopy ears, like Cocker Spaniels, at least the bottom of the ears, you want to dry them completely. Dry them completely because of the same reason why you want to dry the legs and feet completely. You want to dry the bottom of those big fluffy Cocker Spaniel ears, those droopy ones. You want to dry those completely. And I one time I was in a hurry and a rush, and it was just taking forever, and this Cocker Spaniel just was not having it. So I just like, you know what, whatever. Sent the dog home. They came back the next day, and I had to wash the ears and dry it over again because the ears, it had this nasty rag smell, like rags, like dirty gym socks, and you know, it was just the day before, so I couldn't be like, well, you know. And so that's where I learned, like, Cocker Spaniel ears, super important. You got to get them completely dry because they're gonna smell if you don't. So, wow, that was like a 17-minute rant, maybe, because I started at 5. Holy cow! If anybody's still with me, wow, 6 people. The strong, the few, the strong. But yeah, Girls Got Issues. Thank you so much for that tip. I think, and for calling me a dope groomer. That's pretty cool. But yeah, and you're not kidding about the millions of questions. I mean, literally, I'm getting emails and all these questions, and that's why I really feel like this hour of Q&A is super important, because I don't want people to feel like I'm just like, oh, you know, it's just, oh my goodness, I just, you know, sometimes I do feel overwhelmed by it, which is you know, and which means, you know, I'm growing, I'm learning to deal with all, you know, to handle all this, which is a great thing. Daniel Brown, dogs love. Okay. Dogs love. Christy Gonzalez, words of encouragement. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Christy. You're a gladiator. Remember that. Daniel Brown, Now Zealand, dogs, cool. Okay. Nanny Ortiz, thank you, Jun. You're welcome, Nanny. You're welcome. And, you know, I hope it works out. And like I said, just kind of interview the different groomers that you think might be a possibility in your area. And if they don't even want to talk to you and you get a bad vibe, you know, perfect. Cross them off the list, because you don't want to leave your dog there, you know. You want to leave your dog with someone that makes you feel comfortable. I'll put it that way. Daniel Brown, hi, that's okay. TS, ITS, $5 per dog every day. Thanks. Walking from Daniel Brown. Oh, okay. So you're a dog walker. You charge $5 to walk a dog. Wow, that's a bargain, right? I mean, depending on how you do it. And here's the thing, Daniel Brown. I'll give you a really important tip that really has helped me. People don't buy what you do; they buy why you do it. And I just had this conversation with my client this morning. She was saying that the reason why she loves me so much and she refuses to go to another groomer or use anyone else is because of how much I care about her and the dogs, and, you know, because of how much I care and how passionate I am, you know. And and she was saying that it's kind of like 2 car washes. She was like, she can get her car washed, you know, anywhere, right? But she likes to go to this one particular place because she knows that, you know, they do a really good job. It's consistent. They're friendly. You know, it looks like they like what they're doing, right? And that was super key important to me. They liked what they're doing. It looked like they like what they're doing, right? And that's why she likes to go there. Another car wash that's right down the street that has more high-tech, state-of-the-art equipment, you know, every reason to go there rather than this other place, because this place is newer, more high-tech, you know, all this stuff, but it's just cold. You know, you don't get that feeling like these people really care about what they're doing. So, of course, even though by like the outside standards, by superficial standards, you know, yeah, this other car wash seems like it should be doing better. But this other car wash that has maybe the older equipment, more old-fashioned, more old-school way, but the people that wash the cars, that hand wash them and hand dry them, you can tell they really care and they really like what they're doing. And boom, that's why they're busy. That's why they're successful, because word gets around. So, you know, Daniel Brown, I would say, you know, for your dog walking business, maybe even charge a little more, you know, because people, they judge you by your work. And so if you're charging $5, and you're doing this really great job, you're doing like a $30 walk for $5, awesome, amazing, you know, and you're gonna get a lot of clients, you're gonna get really busy really fast. But then what happens is you're gonna have a hard time raising prices once you can't handle any more business. And what are you gonna do? Hire somebody and pay them $250 to walk the dogs, you know, the other extra dogs that are coming in. So I would say maybe think about right now, if you're early in your business, charging more for your dog walks and just doing a really, really good job. The kind of job that would be really hard to replace, you know? the kind of do the dog walking in a way where if somebody else were to follow you and watch you, tears would come to their eyes. The same way tears would come to someone's eyes watching like a really good violinist play violin, you know, or a celloist play cello, you know, like, or a painter paint, you know, really treat it like an art and really treat it like a craft that you're trying to master and charge for that. And, you know, and just do a really good job and be passionate. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And so, and that's Simon Sinek that says that. Okay, Nanny Ortiz, June, do you have a Facebook page? Yes, on Facebook, it's Jun the Groomer, JUNTHEGRR, not GROOMER, Jun the Groomer. Sorry, oh man, I got all these like allergy. Okay, how are you today? Okay, it's sun and warm here. Okay, Daniel Brown's having a conversation with himself. He just asked himself, how are you today? And he responded, okay. And then responded, it's sunny warm here. I'm just kidding, Daniel Brown, I'm teasing. It's kind of getting dark. It's, you know, the middle of the autumn here in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, it's kind of getting dark right now. It's about 5:23. In a few minutes here, I gotta actually get going. Donna Marhorter, repeat conditioner names, please. Okay, so some good conditioners that I've used that I really like. Okay, Bark to Basics. Bark to Basics makes really good Greek yogurt conditioner that goes with their Greek yogurt shampoos. So there's blueberry and pomegranate that I've used, and the blueberry and pomegranate conditioner that goes with it. I love it. Right now, I'm going to try, tomorrow, I'm going to try the Bark to Basics. And it's B-A-R-K, like bark, like bark. The number 2, Basics. So Bark to Basics, and I'm going to use their melon cucumber conditioner tomorrow. Try that. But Envirogroom makes a melon conditioner, like melon berry conditioner. No, it's berry conditioner. I really like that. They make a good oatmeal conditioner. And oatmeal, that's another thing. You know, I said something a few episodes back, I think maybe last month or so, about how oatmeal, you know, those little grains of, you know, granules, those little molecules of oatmeal can actually feed the bacteria and or yeast, whatever is going on with the skin. And that was told to me by several different groomers. And I think I read it somewhere on one of the grooming forums. But the more I'm researching, and just my personal research, the more I'm researching, oatmeal actually is really good for dry skin or skin, you know, like skin, you know, skin issues, that, you know, like bacterial or yeast infections and things like that. They're actually saying that the oatmeal really helps heal and soothe those sorts of skin issues. So, you know, I mean, I'm still doing more research on it, but again, you know, like a great lesson, don't just take what people say and just believe it, you know. And I wouldn't confront them right then and there and say, oh, how do you know, and get in an argument with everybody. I just, you know, okay, yeah, that's very interesting, and then go back home and start doing your research. But yeah, let's see. Oh, the conditioner names. Nature Specialties makes a good line of conditioners as well. Who else? Isle of Dogs. Isle of Dogs, they make a fantastic product. Let's see. If you're looking for conditioner bars and that also help with like skin conditions, Derm Magic, that's DERMAGIC, dermmagic.com. They make great conditioner bars. So, I mean, you know, there's so many good products out there. You know, it's just, as long as you're not buying a cheap brand, you know, as long as you're willing to spend a little bit more, because by spending a little bit more, you're going to get better results that last. And by trying to save that money and buying the cheaper product, you don't know how the skin's going to react, and you may actually end up spending a lot more at the vet's office. So I always say spend that little extra and get the better brand. Just had to bury my dog. Oh my goodness. Leon. So this is Leon Harewood. Actually, I kind of even like consider him like a friend. We've never actually met, but you know, we've had so many interactions now. Leon is like a friend of mine, a groomer down in Trinidad, but he just put on here he just had to bury his dog. He says it really hurts to lose such a close friend. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine, Leon. I'm really sorry about that. Wow, you know, thank you for joining. Oh my goodness, not to make you know a joke out of it, but you know, thank you so much for joining me. But wow, that's got to be tough. Daniel Brown, love dogs, perfect. Nanny Ortiz, sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. You're saying like okay. Daniel Brown, yes. Miriam Lopez, love your advice. I have Cocker and Shih Tzu. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Cockers, comb them out. The Shih Tzu as well, comb them out. Use conditioner and dry their legs and their ears completely, and their feet. Nanny Ortiz, bark to basics. Yes, that's right. It's bark, the number 2, and basics. So there's an S at the end. It's plural. Bark to basics. But yeah, they got a Greek yogurt shampoo that's pomegranate and blueberry that I really like, that I've used. I'm still using the pomegranate shampoo right now, and I'm gonna try the melon cucumber conditioner starting tomorrow. Okay, oh my goodness, almost time. My wife's calling me. Tammy Jowden, I like the bark to basics melon cucumber. Okay, perfect. It has made my Beaver's coat smoother. Oh, awesome, Beaver. I say Beaver because everybody recognizes it, but it's actually pronounced Beaver, right? Have you used Spectrum 10 by Chris Christensen? No, I haven't. I've never even heard of that. Okay, that has been recommended for long-haired dogs that may be nappy. Okay, perfect. Spectrum 10 by Chris Christensen. I'll have to look into that. Girls got issues. Do you use coat-specific shampoo and conditioner besides the whiteners, like dark coat protector, etc.? I'm thinking you would need a truck just for all the tools and products. So no, I use the Greek yogurt shampoo for all the coats, and the same conditioner for all the coats. Unless they're having skin issues. Then I have a shampoo and conditioner that I'm using that's called Soothe, and it has a little bit of like 3% of chlorohex in there, has some benzoyl alcohols and something like that. You know, it's medicated, and I use that for skin issues. If the dog clearly has like patches of, you know, yeast or, you know, bacterial infections on the skin. But yeah, I don't use coat-specific products. Let's see here. Live Food 101. Martha Stewart has great dog shampoos and rinses. Okay. All right. I'll take your word on that. Because yeah, personally, I love cooking. Oh my goodness, I'm a foodie. If you can't tell by how I look, you know, I'm pretty chubby. And I love to cook. I love cooking. I watch a lot of these food channel, you know, food shows. But just because I'm a really, really great groomer, I would never cross over and start doing some food stuff. I'm just saying, you know, stay in my lane, you know, we should all just stay in our lane, right? Anyways, not knocking Martha Stewart. Plus she's gangsta. She might come after me. Anyways, Nanny Ortiz. I used oatmeal shampoo and conditioner for my Yorkie Palm. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I kind of was shying away from oatmeal, but the more I'm reading about oatmeal, you know, the more good stuff I'm finding out about it. So, and you know, they actually do use oatmeal to heal and soothe a lot of like seborrhea. Am I even pronouncing that right? Seborrhea or something. Anyways, for humans, so for people too. So, you know, every day, you know, I'm learning more, and you know, every day we're all learning more, right? I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this show. Anyways, it's 5:31. Okay, Daniel Brown, good today. Awesome, Daniel Brown. Live Food 101. Seriously, I was surprised too. Okay, perfect. I mean, Oh, I almost forgot. Bobby Panther. How could I forget? Bobby Panther, and that's Bobbi Panther, Panter. Bobby Panther. They make great. There's one called Charlie Dog. I really like Charlie Dog. And that's kind of like for flea and tick, but you could use it for, you know, anything really. And they make great conditioner as well, Bobby Panther. So yeah, Bobby Panther, another great brand. So yeah, I mean, but there's so many good brands for groomers. You know, made. Uh, I mean, I don't know. Martha Stewart getting into grooming products. I understand Rachel Ray making dog food and, you know, things like that. It makes sense. You know, she makes people food, you know, dog food kind of makes sense. Martha Stewart, why are you making dog shampoos? I'm just saying. Trying to take over everything, Martha. Chelsea Brown. Oh, I'm sorry, Live Food. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Oh my goodness, I gotta watch myself. I didn't mean to knock your comment. I really appreciate you. Martha Stewart, if she makes great dog shampoos and conditioners, perfect. You know, like I like I said, just choose a good quality product that you like. And thank you so much for that comment, Live Food. I hope I didn't offend you. Oh my goodness. Chelsea Brown, can you do a video tips about how to get a round puppy face for a Yorkie? Yes, I can. Nanny Ortiz, do more videos, please, Jen. Yeah, I gotta schedule this now because this is crazy. Oh my god, you know, I'm not taking any more new clients. I've stopped. I literally had to turn away a couple people just the other day. Today even somebody called and I had to tell them like, I'm really sorry, I can't handle any more business. I'm booked out for the rest of the year. I mean, I got a couple of dates in December that I'm keeping in my back pocket just in case something like today, like emergency, you know, something happens, then I can, oh, I do have this date that I was kind of saving, hoping for a day off. But seriously, I'm booked out for the rest of the year. I'm swamped and I'm so busy. So I really, I'm not just saying that. I really, I'm trying to figure out how to balance all of this. So, yeah, but I would love to do more videos, man. I mean, I like the whole, I like the whole process. I like the whole making the video, like having my wife film it and everything. I like editing it, adding the music and all of that. I love the creative process. I love, you know, how people respond to it when I put it out there. I love the whole thing. For me, oh, that's how I get my kicks. But right now, I just kind of have to figure out how to balance everything. But yeah, as soon as I can, I will be making more videos for you guys. Chelsea Brown. Also, my dog gets dry bump spotches on his skin that turn scabby. Have taken him to a vet several times. They give us a medicated shampoo that smells terrible, like oil. He has been on antibiotics. That helps, but they always come back. Exactly. Any tips? No, not coconut oil. No, Nanny Ortiz, use coconut oil. No, no coconut oil. Please don't use coconut oil on skin like that. But oh my goodness. Let me screenshot this, your questions, Chelsea Brown, because I really want to get into that. And that's probably going to be like another like 15, 20-minute rant. So let me screenshot or, you know, save this. And I am going to address that next week on Thursday on next week's show, because I really got to get going. But Daniel Brown, dog, sun, love. Okay. Tammy Jordan, coconut oil is awesome. Coconut oil is awesome if you're going to feed it to your dog or add it to their food. Not so awesome on their skin, only because it is a heavier oil and it could clog their pores. Even with a light oil like argan oil or avocado oil, still, if we use too much of it, it could still clog their pores. So even with the light oil that's, you know, easily absorbable for the skin and the skin can breathe like argan oil, use too much of it and it can still clog the pores. So you want to use a very light layer. Less is more when it comes to oils. Coconut oil, I know that has great benefits for dogs to, you know, feed them, but on their skin externally, there's so many other better oils to use. I just would not use coconut oil personally. Nanny Ortiz, avocado shampoo. Yeah, that's a good start, but it's more about what we do before we actually shampoo the dog. So the work that we have to put into the skin to help that issue right now that's going on with Chelsea Brown's dog, to help that, a lot of work has to go in before we ever get the dog in the tub and shampoo them. And I will get into that next week. Chelsea Brown, thank you so much for your patience. I really love that you asked this question because this is something that I could really help you with. Nanny Ortiz, oh, thank you, Jun. You're welcome. Thank you, Nanny. I really love your, oh man, you're awesome, Nanny. Chelsea Brown, oh, and do I need to pluck his hair out of his ears? Let's see. Is it a Yorkie kind of dog? Because I say yes. I'm so confused on what to do with his hairs in his ears. My sister is convinced it is healthy for them to have hair in their ears. A little bit, yeah, but not really. Chelsea Brown, you should start a Google survey sheet that you could link to in every video. Easiest way for people to submit questions ahead of time. I feel so bad bombarding you with questions. Yeah, you know, there's got to be a better way. You know, and none of this was really thought out. I started this one week and, you know, just, oh my goodness. But, okay, so let me do another one of that so I can address that ear plucking next week, because ear plucking is, and I also wrote an article about ear plucking on my blog, junthegroomer.com, if you want to read about that. Yes, Yorkie. Okay, yes, then yes, you do want to pluck it. Okay, so Chelsea Brown, I will get to your questions next week. That's my wife. Oh my goodness, they sound mad. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next week, hopefully at 3 o'clock. Thank you.